What is up, everybody? Demon DJ02 here. And I would like to welcome everybody to what I like to call just another, well, not just another chill-out game, because, well, Jackbox Party Pack is more of a chill-out game than anything else. This is a multiplayer masterpiece. Welcome to Dead by Daylight. Now, I'm actually in-game right now, and I'm actually showing off one of the new killers that was actually released today, and that is The Shape, or, as everybody in the United States and around the world has called him ever since finally being named, Michael Myers. So, let's go over his bio very quick. Some humans are simply bad seeds. Seeds infused with the distilled and pure form of evil. Michael Myers is one of those seeds. He had no issues with causing the pain of others. It was exactly what he sought. But even life can be tough on those with minds filled with terror. The difference is just how one goes about to solve those problems. For Michael, he had to kill to find some inner peace. As he took his sister's life, the police found a silent boy dressed as a clown at the scene. When one stumbles upon a growing fire, one does not pour gasoline on it. But this was an action taken by officials that had no idea how it would shape this demon in the boy's body. Sending Michael to a mental institution was a feeble attempt to save the child. Unsuccessful therapy and nightly screams just made him even more introverted and deranged. People hoped that Michael Myers would end up, soon be forgotten and buried, a failure that soon were to rot away. But then, he escaped. Now, just like in the 1980s and early 90s films, he is your traditional stalker slasher who is obsessed over a single victim. Save the best for last. You become obsessed with one survivor. As long as your obsession is alive, after being in a chase for 20 seconds, the cooldown of your next successful attack is decreased by 30%. Your successful attack cooldown remains active for 5 seconds after a chase. Reinitializing a chase before the 5 seconds have lapsed will reset the successful attack cooldown timer. Only one obsession per match. Death has come for you, Death has come for your little town sheriff, Dr. Sam Loomis. So all these quotes are from Dr. Loomis, the psychiatrist from the Halloween franchise, the one who was actually working with Michael Myers. Play with your food. You become obsessed with one survivor. Every time you chase your obsession and let them escape, you receive a token up to a maximum of 3. Each token increases your movement speed by 3%. Each offensive action spends 1 token, which ties perfectly well into save the best for last. You fooled them, haven't you, Michael? But not me. And then Dying Light. Obsessed with one survivor. Your obsession's altruistic action speed is increased by 38%. Once the obsession is killed or sacrificed, every other survivor gets a penalty of 19% to repair, healing, and sabotage speed. This isn't a man. And then, finally, we have his power. Evil Within. The darkness inside feeds his determination to take the life of his prey. Activating this power allows the shape to see his prey clearly and build up more evil power by stalking them. Evil Within's 3 tiers of power come with different benefits. Starting with Tier 1, tremendously decreased terror radius. Grants immunity to detection perks. Slightly decreased movement speed. Slightly decreased lunge. Evil Within Tier 2. Moderately decreased terror radius. Slightly increased movement speed. Slightly increased lunge. And then we get to Tier 3, where Michael Myers is his most dangerous. Normal terror radius. Attacks instantly cause dying state. Evil Within 3 lasts for 60 seconds, after which its power is considerably drained, most likely resetting back down to Tier 1. I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left. No reason, no conscience, no understanding. And even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. I met the 6-year-old child with his blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackened eyes. The devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up, because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. Now, we go to the second new character, the Huntress, which I've played a little bit. Her abilities are quite interesting. But let's start off with reading her bio. As soon as Anna was able to walk, her mother started teaching her how to survive a harsh, solitary life in the northern woods. Living in such an extremely remote and dangerous area required skill and resilience. When sunlight became too dim for productive activities, they would take refuge in their house, a sturdy old cabin constructed to resist the toughest winters. Close to the hearth's warmth, Anna would rest in her mother's arms, surrounded by the few wooden toys and masks she had crafted for her. Drifting off to sleep with stories and lullabies, she dreamt happy dreams, ignorant of the events that would soon change everything. Anna and her mother were stalking a great elk through the woods. They knew it was dangerous prey, but it had been a particularly difficult winter, and they were almost out of food. The specter of starvation frightened them more than any forest creature. Without warning, the elk reared, bellowed, and charged at Anna. She was paralyzed with fear as the whole world seemed to shake under the immense beast's pounding hooves. The elk was close enough for Anna to see the murderous fury in its eyes when her mother threw herself in its path, axe in hand. A blood-curdling scream escaped from her lips as the elk impaled her upon its antlers and hoisted her into the air. With all her strength, she brought her axe down on its head again and again while it tried to shake her loose. With a sickening crack, the antlers snapped and Anna's mother was free. The beast collapsed. Anna was too small to move her mother's broken body, so she sat with her in the clearing where she had fallen. To distract her from the dying elk's cries, Anna's mother held her and hummed her favorite lullaby. It stayed like that, the huntress and the elk, getting quieter and colder, till Anna was alone in the silent forest. Eventually she stood up and started the long walk back home. Still a child, she knew just enough about life in the frozen forest to survive. She followed her instincts, became one with the wild. She got older and stronger and practiced her hunt. As she grew into a dangerous predator, her humanity became a half-remembered dream. She widened her territory and lived off her hunts. She worked her way up through squirrels and hares and mink and foxes. Eventually she grew tired of them and hunted more dangerous animals like wolves and bears. When unsuspecting travelers came through her woods, she discovered her new favorite prey: humans. Unlucky souls who strayed into her territory were slaughtered like any other animal. She liked to collect their tools and colorful garments, and especially toys, when there were little ones. She could never bring herself to kill the little girls. Girls she would take back to her house, deep in the woods. They were precious. Looking at them woke up something deep in her heart. She craved the closeness of a loved one, a child of her own. Among the pillaged wood toys, dolls, and storybooks she couldn't read, the girls would be tied by the neck with a rough and shaving rope fastened firmly to the wall. She couldn't let them wander off, as they would surely die outside. Every time, the girls would waste away and die of cold or starvation or sickness. Every time, it plunged Anna deeper into pain and sorrow and madness. She was compelled to try again, and started raiding the nearest villages to slaughter families and kidnap their daughters. She wore one of the animal masks her mother crafted for her so many years earlier to try and calm the frightened children. Villagers spread the legend of a half-beast lurking in the Red Forest, the Huntress, who killed men and ate little girls. War eventually came to the forest. German soldiers began to pass through, on the march to attack the collapsing Russian Empire. During these dark times, there were no more travelers. The villagers had abandoned their homes, and no more little ones to be found. Only soldiers. Many of them were found with violent axe wounds. Whole groups disappeared mysteriously. Once the war was over, the rumors that the Huntress disappeared with it, engulfed by the Red Forest. As you can see, this character is from Dead by Daylight, the Lullaby for the Dark chapter. Her power is hunting hatchets. A skill taught by her mother, and mastered in the wild. The Huntress can hurl hatchets with deadly precision. Start the trial with 5 hatchets. Charge throw for maximum throwing speed. Refill hatchets at lockers. Now, as I said, I've played with the Huntress. I'm level 7 with her. And when you run out of throwing hatchets, you actually see glowing outlines of hatchets where you haven't collected them from lockers. And you have, let's see, Beast of Prey is her first teachable perk. Your lust for a kill is so intense that your connection with the entity is momentarily lost, making you totally unpredictable. The red stain disappears for 15 seconds when Bloodlust activates. Beast of Prey has a cooldown of 120 seconds. Territorial Imperative unlocks potential in one's aura reading ability. Survivors' auras are revealed to you for 3 seconds when they enter the basement and you are more than 32 meters away from the basement entrance. Territorial Imperative can only be triggered once every 60 seconds. And Hex, Huntress Lullaby. A hex rooting its power in despair. Your hunt is an irresistible song of dread, which muddles your prey's attention. Survivors receive a 2% regression penalty when missing any skill check. Each time a survivor is hooked, Huntress Lullaby grows in power. From 1 to 4 tokens, time between the skill check warning sound and the skill check becomes shorter. And after hooking a survivors a total of 5 times, the survivors get no skill check warning. The hex effects persist as long as the related hex totem is standing. And sadly, no flavor text in regards to the Huntress. Now we're going to switch over to the survivor side and show you the 2 new survivors. We have first Laurie Strode, and then David King. But we'll take a look at Laurie first. So her bio is, you never know what really matters in life until you've realized it might end soon. Laurie is one of those who just wants a quiet life in the suburbs, hang out with friends, family, and maybe go on a date or 2. Laurie is a typical teenager. You can pass her on the street and not think twice. She does her homework and is liked by her friends, teacher, and family. A simple night of babysitting turns into something that will forever change the course of her young life. A knife swooshing through the air, screams from afar, noises that play tricks with her mind. But not Laurie. She's made of something stronger, something that won't give up. Now her survivor perks actually focus the killer's obsession onto her. So if you're playing as any of the killers and you have Michael Myers, or all the Michael Myers perks at the teachable version, then more often than not you're gonna be chasing after her if she has all of her perks. But as more of your friends fall to the killer, your chances of survival increase due to an unexplained force. Each survivor killed or sacrificed disrupts the killer's aura reading ability towards you. One or more killed or sacrificed reduce the killer's aura reading range by 40%, which means after hanging and sacrificing 3 survivors, if the aura reading range stacks, not additively but multiplicatively, after 3 survivors are killed, their aura reading range is decreased by 100%, meaning they have to be within like about 10 meters or less in order for the aura reading to go into effect. But the bonus text is increases your chance to be the killer's obsession, only 1 obsession per match. It was the boogeyman. These are all her quotes. Object of obsession. A supernatural bond links you to the killer. If you are looking in the killer's direction, your link will reveal your auras to each other. This effect applies only if you are outside the killer's terror radius. As the killer's obsession, this effect applies to a maximum range of 56 meters. Otherwise, it applies to a maximum range of 44 meters. He was watching me! And then, decisive strike. Using whatever is at hand, you stab at your aggressor in an ultimate attempt to escape. If you are the obsession, once per match, when grabbed by the killer, succeed a skill check to automatically escape the killer's grab and stun the killer for 3 seconds. If you are not the obsession, once per match, while in the killer's grasp, once the wiggle meter has reached 45%, succeed a skill check to automatically fill the rest of the wiggle meter and escape from the killer's grasp. And now we have David King. And this dude is freaking crazy. His perks are crazy. But, bio first. The single child of a wealthy family, David King seemed destined for greatness. While growing up in Manchester, he demonstrated serious potential in both sports and academics. And with his family connections, all doors were open to him. He could have succeeded at anything if it weren't for his combative nature. David lived for the adrenaline rush of a good fight and would go out of his way to get into one. His robustness and athletic abilities led him to rugby, where he could cut loose and really cause a ruckus. King excelled and gained a reputation as a promising, if somewhat reckless, rookie. His meteoric rise came to an abrupt end when he lost his temper and assaulted a referee, earning himself a lifetime ban from the league and cutting short what most people assumed was going to be a long, successful career. King was unconcerned. Money was no issue, so he took it as an early retirement and focused on other fun things to do. Free from the constraints of a career and enabled by the wealth of his family, David King spent most of his time at the pub, drinking, watching games, and getting into fights. Some might say he was wasting his life away. Not many people knew that he was an occasional debt collector, or that he fought in clandestine bare-knuckle fight clubs. When David King stopped showing up at the pub, the few friends he still had were not surprised. They figured he had finally picked a fight with someone stronger than he was. In a way, they were right. Let's see, we're gonna live forever. Your few friends deserve the best protection. Each time you rescue or take a hit to protect a survivor, gain a 50% stackable bonus to all blood point gains up to a maximum of 100. The bonus blood points are awarded post-trial. And we have Dead Hard. You can take a beating. When injured, tap into your adrenaline bank and dash forward quickly to avoid damage. Press the Activate Ability button while running to dash forward. During the dash, you avoid damage, but it causes exhaustion for 60 seconds. And then, No Mither. Go on, you kid. It's just a scratch. Start the trial injured and won't let anyone heal you beyond this state. Your thick blood coagulates practically instantly. You cannot be healed to healthy. You don't leave pools of blood. Grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced by 0% at any time. Grants the ability to fully recover from the dying state. So, those are our 2 new characters for survivors, and our 2 new characters for the killers. And I like this as a little nod to the Halloween movie franchise. So, with that being said, before I get into my first match here, I'm going to take a look at Michael Myers' level 1 blood web. That is, if I'm able to get into it. Okay, it just lagged a little bit. So, Michael's blood web from level 1. Ooh, Spice from the Shadows. Wow, this is a powerful perk to have early on. The crows found in the world can communicate directly with you. 50% of the time, cawing crows give you a visual cue when you are within a 16-meter range. Then, bloody party streamers? Dude! This is crazy. So far I've gotten a rare perk, a rather rare spawning offering, and then we have the uncommon reward, which is an unknown reward. So when I get back, so I'm going to take about 5 minutes. I'm going to focus myself and get ready, because as soon as I come back, we're going to jump into a lobby. We're going to create a lobby. We're going to have some fun playing around with Michael Myers and the Huntress. And then after a little while, we're going to switch gears and we're going to have some fun with Lori and David King. Not sure how long I'm going to be streaming tonight, but anybody who jumps in, if you guys decide you want to donate to the stream, stream link is in the description box, or you can find it on the main channel page. It's in my About Me section. So I'll be taking about 5 minutes here to get myself ready, and we will begin.
Alright, I am back. And, well, let's get this show on the road, shall we?
I have 313 iridescent shards. And I need to actually get Memento Mori with the Hag, which sucks. For activate ability. Killer controls. Drive controls. Activate ability is X button. Okay. So right now I'm just waiting for survivors to come in. Nope, we got one survivor. It's gonna be fun. Ready or not, here we go. control tower. Well, I just got 2 pips because someone disconnected. Okay, so it just drops back down to 2. Got it. Excuse me. Cheap tricks by the survivors! Cheap tricks by the survivors. But, no matter. I was able to rank up in that match, thankfully. At least got 1 pip towards rank. Got my spines. And Judith's journal. And bloody party trick. Actually, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to go to Blood Web, or my loadout. So we get Spies from the Shadows. Let's give everybody a bonus this time. Excuse me.
So I'm gonna be a nice guy and give everybody some bonus points. Oh, I see my obsession target.
Alright. Interesting. Floating in midair in front of me. That's a graphical glitch. that on. Boyfriend's memo. Tacky earrings. Another boyfriend's memo. Some fuming portage. And memorial flower. Ooh, that is rare. Very rare offering. And in one match I go from level 2 to level 5. I love it. Oh, yes! Finally I get the first of the shape's unique perks. So let's take a look at our loadout. I'll take the hair bow. We'll take jewelry too. We're gonna go back in. Crescent moon bouquet. So the moonlight is going to be dimmed a little bit, but I'm the stereotypical stalking killer. Do I need moonlight to see? No. going to make me hard to see them at first, but as soon as I lock on... And if this Lori is smart, she'll have the obsession perks. Maybe. And it looks like she does have the obsession perks running. I did pick somebody up on Stalker Vision. Just don't know where they disappeared to. Oh, I see them. It's locked on. Come on, meter gain, don't fail me now. Hey, Lori! Where'd you go, Lori? There you are. Let's end that looping, shall we? I'm tired of that. Enough of that. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to me. You need to stop doing that. I've heard of camping pallets, but that's ridiculous. Of course, I'm playing with rank 10s and a rank 14. Actually, sorry to do this, but I'm actually going to call it here, but I will be back sometime later with more Dead by Daylight, more Danganronpa stuff. Sorry about being quiet during all this stream. I've been trying to focus on trying to get everything done. And seeing that I was teamed up with a pair of rank 10s, a rank 14, and a rank 19, two players that were outside of my skill range, mind you. I think I did a pretty good job. It's just they did what they did best, which is stick together and made my life a living hell. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for coming by and watching today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to post this somewhere on the internet, get some love for this video, see if we can get more people to join our happy family, and I'll see you guys next time.